If you were in or even near San Antonio, Texas today, you may have seen a giant plume of smoke rising over the city. A tanker truck exploded while it was being loaded with fuel at a South San Antonio refinery today. That explosion causing both a fire and a series of smaller explosions. One worker at the refinery is described as having been critically burned in the accident. Police evacuated the area surrounding the refinery. The smoke could be seen 40 miles away. More than 100 firefighters battled that fire today, and crews were still on scene tonight. Meanwhile, we have entered week 3 of the environmental and economic crisis caused by another oil industry explosion. The offshore oil rig explosion turned spill on the Gulf Coast. Since the explosion and subsequent sinking of the BP Transocean Deepwater Horizon rig late last month, thousands of barrels of oil have been spewing into the Gulf of Mexico every single day, as BP has struggled to find a way to cap the well 5,000 feet underwater and stop the spill. Today, a small step in the right direction. BP announced it has successfully sealed off the smallest of 3 leaks in the underwater pipe that's pumping oil into the Gulf right now. They sealed it off using robot submarines. But there are still 2 other bigger leaks, and stopping that one leak doesn't actually mean there's less oil spewing into the Gulf. It means the same amount of oil, again around 5,000 barrels a day, spewing out now of 2 leaks instead of 3. Also today, a giant box made of concrete and steel was dispatched to the spill site. The plan is to lower it into the water over the largest leak so that the leaking oil can be collected inside the box and siphoned up to a ship on the surface. While those efforts are certainly moves in the right direction right now, consider that a top BP official told Congress yesterday that the leak rate could grow. It could grow to be more than 10 times what it is right now. Instead of 5,000 barrels of oil a day, we could be looking at 60,000 barrels of oil a day. 60,000 barrels of oil a day being pumped into the Gulf of Mexico, 41 miles off the Louisiana coast. As the bad news from the Gulf Coast oil spill gets worse and the good news proves to be more symbolic good than actually good, it has become politically instructive to watch the varied reactions from the Drill Baby Drill caucus. Some Republicans are backing away from their support of offshore drilling. Alabama Governor Bob Riley, for example, admitting this week that he may reconsider his support for offshore drilling. Some other Republicans, though, are really just trying to back away from Drill Baby Drill, from the catchphrase itself. Republican Senator Pat Roberts of Kansas, for example, telling the Hill newspaper, quote, "I don't know about the slogan. The slogan was what, 2-3 years ago? And basically we had a lot of opposition to it anyway." Senate Minority Whip John Kyle of Arizona said, quote, "That was not a Senate Republican phrase. I think there was a candidate that used that. I think our phrase was drill here, drill now," meaning here in the United States and as quickly as oil and gas leases are going. So in other words, we never said drill baby drill. That was some candidate in some political party. I don't even remember that. We weren't drill baby drill. Don't call us drill baby drill. We weren't drill baby drill. We were drill here, drill now. Totally different. Here now to dramatize the least effective political walkback of the year thus far is the Rachel Maddow Show's Metaphor Theater, in a brief meditation on the John Kyle, Pat Roberts Drill Baby Drill walkback. You ready? Go.
I'm running away from this. I have nothing to do with this. Oh.
No executive producers were harmed in the making of that metaphor. We had a really good time filming it, though. All right, so to recap, some Republicans are actually rethinking their positions and backing away from full support of offshore oil drilling as a matter of policy in the wake of the catastrophe in the Gulf. Those Republicans include California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and Alabama's governor as well. Some other Republicans are walking back from the actual words drill baby drill and apparently hoping that everyone has just forgotten about the single most repeated Republican catchphrase of the 2008 election. That political instinct to get away from drill baby drill, both the policy and the rhetoric, it does make sense. I mean, there's an environmental and economic catastrophe underway right now in the Gulf Coast. It is threatening to become a mega catastrophe. Thousands of barrels of oil a day being pumped into water off the coast of the region of this country that produces half of all of our shrimp and oysters, and as much as a quarter of our total seafood as a nation. About 40% of our nation's wetlands are in the path of a massive and growing oil slick. A massive and growing oil slick that is brought to you by offshore drilling. And that brings us to Virginia's governor, Bob McDonnell. Bob McDonnell is governor of another major seafood state. And he has taken the strangest, most inexplicable position of anyone in the Drill Baby Drill caucus, preaching about the importance of the seafood industry in his state while doubling down on his pro-offshore drilling position. Governor McDonnell, not making this up, speaking at the groundbreaking for a new agricultural complex in Virginia today. He said this, quote, "Virginia's seafood industry is one of the oldest industries in the United States and one of the Commonwealth's most economically important. The annual economic impact of the industry is over $500 million a year, and there are approximately 11,000 full and part-time jobs in Virginia connected to the seafood industry. It is a vital part of the Virginia economy of today and tomorrow." No argument there, right? Seafood industry, a vital part of the Virginia economy. Who could argue with that? Well, Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell made this proclamation about the importance of Virginia seafood in the same week that he called for oil drilling off the coast of Virginia to begin as early as next year. Next year. We've learned over the last few weeks that while the oil industry has figured out how to drill really deep underwater, it has not figured out how to stop a leak really deep underwater. And because of that, 40% of the nation's wetlands and a quarter of the seafood industry of this nation are in danger of being wiped out right now. But yeah, full speed ahead on more offshore drilling near other sensitive coastal regions and fisheries. Drill here, drill now, and try the grouper.